was the most recent game they played without him. That was at home against the Chicago Bulls. It's the 14th different starting lineup used by Miami this year. And Heat Nation, glad you're with us. Off we go. Jimmy Butler opens the night defending LeBron James. What a marquee matchup that is. We saw it in the 2020 finals in the Orlando bubble, where both players were
worst three-point shooting team in the league when it comes to makes per game. So take away the paint, force them into longer shots.
Oh, man. Welcome back, Jimmy Butler.
Many times have we seen him sit back and shoot that gap for a steal and a run-out layup.
LeBron taking the open three and splashing that in. That's Schroeder from downtown, and the rebound comes to Bam. John mentioned the Lakers last in the league. They average just 10 made threes a game. Oh, Bam! Taking it right at Thomas Bryant for the score.
Thomas Bryant pretty good at the rim, but got caught in between where Bam can utilize his speed and athleticism.
Butler ahead of the field. Martin finds him, and he throws it down. Lakers get it back, trailing by 3. Here's LeBron. Another deep one, and he makes it. LeBron James has it dialed in. He's made 4 of his first 5 shots.
You know, when you're thinking about where you are in your career, are you thinking about the big picture of the team, of the season, or do you find yourself right now more focused on the day-to-day? Do you kind of narrow your vision?
I mean, I have multiple thoughts. I think about the day-to-day of obviously how we get better throughout the course of this season, but how we get better from game to game. I think about how much longer I'm going to play the game. I think about that I don't want to finish my career, playing at this level from a team aspect. I must still be able to compete for championships because I know what I can still bring to any ball club with the right pieces. I think about, my son graduating high school soon and going off to college, and I'm still playing, and my youngest son is a junior next year, and how much more time I'll miss. So throughout the course of a day to the weeks to the months, think about a little bit of everything. Think about how much of the world I'm going to see when I'm done playing the game. But at the end of the day, I keep the main thing, and every day when it's time for us to work, I lock in. And when I have an opportunity to have a day off, I'm still kind of locked in, but I do give myself an opportunity just to kind of decompress a little bit by, watching other teams or watching shows or spending time with my family. So a lot of thoughts, but for the most part, it's been a good ride so far.
LeBron, following up on that a little bit, last night, your son's play, and it looked like you got to watch at least a good amount of it after your game. Mm-hmm. And then, assuming you talk to them at some point, then you have a game tonight. What's that dialogue like? How much do you talk to them about hooping versus being a dad? How do you keep your mind fresh while you're, obviously that's got to be the thing you want to see the most? Yeah. Also, how do you go through all that process?
They play about less than an hour again. But I got an opportunity to talk to him before yesterday's game. Just told him to, play hard, play smart, most of all, just have fun. To be able to get out of our game last night with a win and then be able to watch them up until we took off, it's a joyful moment for myself. And tonight, since we're not leaving, I get an opportunity to watch them and watch the full game. So that's always great. I obviously love being there in the flesh and being able to have my presence there. But I got a family and people around that's done a great job of helping me in my absence. So that's always great. But my boys are old enough; they understand. And they work their tails off to not only be good basketball players, but also just great young men. And that's what it's all about.
LeBron, since you kind of opened the door to it in your answer to Kyle's question, saying that you think about how much longer you'll play. There has been times over the last 5 or 6 years you seem like maybe you were closer to the end. You told us you ever tried to start an old car in the winter. There are other times when it seemed like others on the outside were trying to put an end or have a premature ending to your career. Dennis Schroeder did an interview last week where he said he talked to you and you said you want to play 7 more years till you're 45. Were you feeling particularly springy that day? Is that an aspirational number?
I don't have a number. I know as long as my mind stays in it, I can play at this level for a minute. Now, that's up to my mind. It's not my body. It's going to be okay, because if my mind into it, I would make sure my body's taken care of, and I'll continue to put in the work. I'm a winner, and I want to win. And I want to win and give myself a chance to win and still compete for championships. That has always been my passion, has always been my goal since I entered the league as an 18-year-old kid out of Akron, Ohio. And I know it takes steps to get there. But once you get there and you know how to get there, playing basketball at this level just to be playing basketball is not in my DNA. It's not in my DNA anymore. So, we'll see what happens and see how fresh my mind stays over the next couple of years.
And before we hear LeBron talk some more, I just wanted to speak about it and get your guys' opinions in the comments with these LeBron comments about his future in the game. And what I thought to myself was, I hope that it's not the losing team that forces him and makes him lose the love for the game. And I know when Bronny gets into the NBA, that might reignite a new love for the game, playing with his son if he can, because we know that he wants to do that. But I also did say to someone else that if you were smart and LeBron was still dominating in 2 years when Bronny was going to get drafted, why wouldn't you just take Bronny with like a mid to late first round draft pick? Because LeBron did say, I don't know when or where it was, but it was in some sort of interview that he would play for whatever team Bronny got drafted to. So not only are you getting Bronny, but you're getting LeBron. And it might be short-lived, it might only be for a year or 2 or 3, but I could almost guarantee that'd be the most attendance you would get to every single game. But here's LeBron speaking about how it's the first time he's averaged 30 points since he was 21 years old, and whether or not he shocks himself with the way he plays and continues to play the game.
When you were 21, you averaged 30 a game, and you haven't done it at any age since until now, when you average 30 a game at 37. Everyone knows how hard you work. Everyone understands that you know your place in history and all that, but just to be able to continue to score, not just, I know you do more, but score at this level, at this age, I'm afraid to ask, but how surprised are you by yourself?
I do know how much I put into the game, and I know how much I put into my body, into my mind, and all those things. But I kind of surprise myself sometimes, just at the level. When you look at the history of the game, and obviously I've followed the game for so long, since, probably I was maybe like 8 or 9 years old, when I started to really okay, this is the game that I love. I started to read about the history of the game and the people that have come through the game and how long they was doing it for and things of that nature. It doesn't seem like many have, played at this level, with this many years and this many miles and things on their resume. So I'm just, I guess, very humbled at the same time to be able to just play the game that I love still at this level and still be a focal point of opposing teams. When they look at who they're going against, I'm still up there at the top. This is how we need to try to stop him or neutralize what he does and things of that nature. That's something I pride myself on being that level of player every single night when I'm on the floor. So very surprising still, but very humbled to be able to, like I said, play the game that I love to play every night, Tim.